If you're having trouble making significant progress in guitar throughout the week, it may be because your practice isn't consistent enough and it's not spaced out correctly. So for example, if you practice just 1 day a week for 2 hours, you have a day off, for example, and you're gonna get all your practice in that day, that's not gonna get you as much progress as it would if you split up that same 2 hours throughout the week, for example, 4 days of 30 minutes each. And I know practice can be difficult if you have work, if you've got kids and other obligations, but even if you just practice for 15 to 20 minutes and make that consistent and break it up throughout the week, you're gonna get way more out of your practice than if you do everything in one sitting or even 2 sittings. So next time you practice, I would recommend 2 things. I would recommend first scheduling your practice time. You know, one thing that works for me is I get up early to practice. Now for me, early is 6 a.m. and I'm usually in this practice room at I start my practice at about 6:30, and I usually practice from 6:30 to 7:30 or 6:30 to 7:45. That's my first morning session. It's before I start teaching and before I start doing videos like this and etc. and working on my business side. And then I also schedule my other practice around daily events. So it's not necessarily at 1 o'clock every day, but it is after lunch. After lunch every day, I have another hour roughly of practice. And then if I'm lucky, I have another roughly like 20-30 minutes in the evening that I schedule if it's my wife's turn to put the kids to sleep, for example, and I've done everything else I need to do in the house, and I'm just ready to just kind of hang out and maybe just relax and go to bed. So while she's putting the kids to sleep, I pick up the guitar and I have a really deliberate practice session for about 15-20 minutes, and that's it. Maybe 30 minutes if I'm lucky. But again, they're scheduled around events. I find that works much better than trying to schedule things by time. Another thing that you can do is have very focused practice sessions. So if you only have 15 minutes, which is, I would say, the bare minimum that you should have, then make sure that your practice is dedicated most of the time to solving problems and improving challenges that you have in your music. Whether it's just a simple exercise, maybe you're just working on rhythmic skills and you're working on index and middle alternation, just your thumb and producing a good tone, make sure that you are very deliberate and very conscious about the goals that you have in that practice session in that 15-minute time. And then the next day you practice, you only did maybe a couple of lines of music of tone production or whatever challenge you have. The next day you sit down to practice and you only have 15 minutes, do the same thing, work on the same exact section of music. And then the next day, same section of music, and so forth, right? Eventually you're gonna see progress. Progress in guitar and every musical instrument is cumulative. So, and it has to be spaced out that way. It's just not gonna work if you do it all in one day. You have to think of it like working out. Like if you think about lifting weights and you go to the gym once a week and you lift a ton of weights for a bunch of times, first of all, you probably get hurt. And then second of all, your muscles just aren't gonna have that time to recover and grow and that kind of thing, and get stronger. And it's the same thing for fine motor skills like guitar. In our case, we're problem solving as well, so we're engaging cognitive skills. And the combination really needs, the body needs time to recover, and the brain needs time to assimilate and consolidate all of the new information, the corrections and the improvements that we're trying to make. So it has to be divided up throughout your week, not just 1 day a week. So please keep that in mind. I hope this helps. If you're getting value from this video, remember to click subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe so that you help this information get out to more people, and it definitely helps my channel grow more. So I greatly appreciate that. And if you want more videos like this, click the notification bell and you will get notified next time I put one out. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.